ATD-A.TO podcast.
Good afternoon and welcome to another InvestorIdeas.com podcast looking at cannabis news, stocks to watch, as well as insights from thought leaders and experts. Today we look at announcements from Alimentation Couche-Tard Incorporated, trading on the TSX as ATD-B.TO, Cannabis Growth Corporation, trading on the TSX as WEED and the New York Stock Exchange as CGC, Radiant Technologies Incorporated, trading on the TSX Venture as RTI and the OTCQX as RDDTF, and the Green Organic Dutchman Holdings Limited, trading on the TSX as TGOD and the OTC as TGODF. First, looking at Alimentation Couche-Tard Incorporated, who announced that it's entered into a multi-year agreement with Cannabis Growth Corporation. Subsequent to this newly formed strategic partnership, and pending the results of a public consultation process, Alimentation Couche-Tard will also entered into a trademark license agreement with one of the winners of the Alcohol and Gaming Commission of Ontario's Expression of Interest Application Lottery, who will operate a Tweed-branded retail store in London, Ontario. Once the process is complete, the lottery winner will have full ownership and control over the London store. Through this partnership, Alimentation Couche-Tard is aiming to lean on Cannabis Growth's cannabis expertise and leverage its experience with other age-restricted products to focus on the safe, responsible, and lawful sale of cannabis, consistent with the legislation enacted by the federal and provincial governments. As two Canadian-made and globally positioned companies, the London location will serve as an important entry to market that could lead the future of international opportunities. Alimentation Couche-Tard is excited about taking a leadership role in the development of cannabis retailing excellence in this major Canadian market. We believe the Ontario Cannabis Store and private retailers will coexist under a tightly regulated framework with common goals to protect public health and safety, added Brian Hanesh. Cannabis Growth Corporation also announced the appointment of Dr. Danielle Sector as Director of Global Medical Services. Dr. Sector is widely recognized as an expert in clinical use of medical cannabis and will use his expertise to expand the company's network of partner healthcare clinics and support doctors and patients who understand the value of cannabis as medicine. I've had the honor of serving a range of patients who, after exhausting traditional pharmaceutical approaches, have reported the remarkable benefits of therapeutic cannabis, said Dr. Sector. As Cannabis Growth's new Director of Global Medical Services, it will be my privilege to share the lessons learned from my vast clinical experience to benefit new cohorts and physicians and patients, both nationally and globally, who are able to access federally regulated medical cannabis. Dr. Schechter's approach will rely on educational and outreach activities, including establishing new mentorship opportunities, developing training modules, and organizing advisory boards that will assist healthcare providers in each jurisdiction that allows medical cannabis access. In addition, he'll identify and support clinic patients partnered with Spectrum Cannabis and ensure that they operate at the highest standards. Looking next at Radiant Technologies Incorporated, who announced that it's filed an additional 17 provisional patent applications with the U.S. Patent and Trademark Office. These applications cover inventions related to novel and improved methods and systems of consuming cannabis extracts and cannabis-infused products, in particular for medicinal cannabis consumers. These filings bring the total number of patent applications filed by the company in 2018 and 2019 to 60, and mark the expansion of the company's intellectual property in the consumer and medical sectors of the cannabis and hemp industries. In order to meet the growing consumer demand of safe cannabinoid-infused products and devices with an improved variety of delivery methods, the patent applications relate to novel devices capable of accurately monitoring cannabis consumption, providing relief from cannabis-induced side effects, and delivering cannabinoid extracts via alternative pathways, nasal, oral, mucosal, transdermal, etc. Several of these inventions provide novel solutions which may reduce harm and discomfort associated with existing methods of consuming cannabis products, specifically for medicinal cannabis patients. For example, cannabis has traditionally been consumed by smoking, which has negative effects on the respiratory system. Alternatively, cannabis is often consumed orally, such as through the ingestion of cannabis edibles, which are associated with a delayed onset of bioavailability, as well as difficulties with controlling dosage. These inventions could eliminate or reduce the risks associated with cannabinoid dosage and delivery to create safer, standardized cannabinoid-infused products. The patent delivery applications also disclose methods of improving the experience of cannabis consumption for medical cannabis patients and consumers. These include methods for allowing cannabis consumers to share experiences over social media, testing methodologies for determining consumer preferences for product selection, and monitoring user biometrics to suggest consumption schedules. The patent applications were first filed in the USPTO to create a priority date and allow for the future filings in other select jurisdictions as appropriate, including Canada. Lastly, we look at the Green Organic Dutchman's Holding Limited, who provided an update in its Jamaican partner, Epican Medicinals Limited. In June 2018, TGOD purchased 49.18% interest in Epican, a fully integrated Jamaican cannabis company with cultivation, extraction, manufacturing, and retail distribution licenses. Significant progress has been made towards expanding cultivation, opening additional retail dispensaries, and establishing a leadership position in Jamaica's robust medical cannabis market. Jamaica has long been recognized as a premier location for cannabis enthusiasts, and Epican has deep roots in the country. Founders, the Mackenzie brothers, have been at the forefront of the nation's burgeoning medical cannabis industry, including extensive advocacy for the responsible development of the industry. Epican was awarded the country's historic first cultivation license and continues to forge the path that they're serving the medical needs of the country's 3 million inhabitants and nearly 4.3 million tourists each year. We've made incredible progress in Jamaica over the past 8 months, commented Brian Atide, Director and CEO of TGOD. We plan to continue opening stores throughout the country, increasing productivity capacity, and expanding our leadership in Jamaica. As Trellanway comes online in phases, we will accelerate production to meet growing demand within Jamaica and export product through TGOD's distribution channels in Mexico and beyond. The 49.18% Jamaican investment is an integral component of TGOD's international strategy, together with distribution operations in Europe, Latin America, and North America, providing the company with a strong foundation to rapidly expand organic initiatives across the globe. That's all for today's podcast. Podcast is now a certified word trademark on the blockchain through Cognate Incorporated CM certification. InvestorIdeas.com podcasts are also available on iTunes, Spotify, Google Play Music, Stitcher, iHeartRadio, Spreaker, and TuneIn. If you'd like to be a guest or sponsor of this podcast, please contact InvestorIdeas.com. Investor Ideas reminds all listeners to read our disclaimers and disclosures on the InvestorIdeas.com website, and this podcast is not an endorsement to buy products or services or securities. Investors are reminded that all investments involve risk and possible loss of investment. Investor Ideas does not condone the use of cannabis except where permissible by law. Our site does not possess, distribute, or sell cannabis products.